Only a few names in the world of crime and notoriety evoke as much curiosity and fascination as Pablo Escobar's. This Colombian drug lord's life and death were both fascinating stories, serving as inspiration for many films and series. But what's the story of Pablo Escobar, and why did thousands of people mourn his death? Let us dive deep into the life of this famous drug lord and understand the man behind his persona. It is quite interesting that such a powerful drug lord actually emerged from a very humble background. His roots reach back to a family where his father, Abel de Jesús Escobar Echeverri, toiled as a farmer, and his mother, Hermilda de los Dolores Gaviria Berrío, dedicated her days to shaping young minds as a schoolteacher. His humble beginnings cast a significant shadow over the man he would evolve into. As he climbed the ranks to become the leader of the Medellin cartel, Escobar harbored a vision of a different future for his children, one where financial constraints were non-existent. Despite rising to a high position, his dedication to the less fortunate remained constant. While many people remember him as a notorious criminal, some of his relatives say otherwise. In the pages of The Accountant's Story, Inside the Violent World of the Medellin Cartel, by Roberto Escobar, Pablo's brother delves into the depths of his generosity. Escobar's generosity went beyond words. He literally built entire towns and donated thousands of homes to the less fortunate. He funded medical expenses for those in need, erected schools to broaden educational opportunities for Colombian children, and contributed to the establishment of more hospitals. Escobar's outspoken support for the poor, combined with his ambition to become Colombia's president, earned him the nickname Robin Hood. Like the legendary outlaw of English folklore, Escobar took from the rich to give to the poor. But not all of Pablo's actions were without a darker, more selfish motive. Unlike the heroic outlaw's selfless deeds, he wasn't just the Colombian people's Robin Hood. He also played the role of his family's knight in shining armor. He was a supportive father to his children and a devoted husband to his wife, Maria Victoria Henao, making sure all of their needs were satisfied. Pablo Escobar wasn't just known for his crimes, but also for doing extravagant things for his family. One big thing he did was build a private zoo in one of his fancy houses. It had giraffes, elephants, hippos, and more. This special place allowed his family and friends to have fun at the zoo whenever they wanted. It showed that Pablo cared not only about their basic needs, but also wanted them to enjoy life. There is a famous and slightly touching incident that happened during a tough time when Pablo and his family had to hide from other criminal groups and the government. They found shelter in a cave, and in a surprising move, Pablo burned about $20 million. This was to make sure his daughter stayed warm and comfortable, either because she was sick with pneumonia or just to be safe. This act revealed a different side of Pablo, a caring dad who went to great lengths to keep his family happy and safe, even if it meant making big sacrifices. These stories show that despite his criminal activities, Pablo Escobar had a complex character. The private zoo and burning money highlighted his deep love for his family, which went beyond his image as a tough drug lord. It adds layers to the story of his life, making us see him not just as a criminal, but also as a man with a softer side who deeply cared for those close to him. So what led to the downfall of such a powerful man? According to popular news publications like Los Angeles Times and Business Insider, 5 groups banded together to bring down Pablo Escobar, including Pablo's own brother. Although it sounds shocking, it is true that his own family was involved in his murder. Sebastián Marroquín, Pablo's son, shared this surprising revelation in his book, Pablo Escobar, My Father. He wrote, "My uncle Roberto Escobar, the official informant of the DEA, actively helped deliver him to his enemies, his siblings, and even his own mother. It's not a story I'm proud of. I wish it had been about family values, respect, and love, but sadly it wasn't." Sebastian's words express a desire for a story centered on family goodness. It's usually expected that enemies might betray you, but it's harder to accept betrayal from your own family. In the end, Pablo faced enemies from all sides, including from within his own family, making his downfall even more complicated and tragic. As reported by the media at that time, after a relentless 16-month pursuit, authorities finally tracked down Pablo Escobar to one of his apartments. The crucial lead came from tracing a call he made to his son. Pablo realized there was a threat and made a last-ditch attempt to get out via the roof. His escape was not long, though, as he was met with a hail of gunfire right away. There is disagreement over which shot was the last one to bring down the notorious cartel boss. The operation involves the involvement of Los Pepes, the Cali cartel, and the governments of Colombia and the United States. According to their version, a fatal bullet pierced through Pablo's ear, penetrating his brain and instantly ending his reign. Yet, conflicting details emerge from Pablo's family, the weapon used, and the wound's entry point, suggesting a possibility that Pablo himself delivered the fatal shot. Pablo had confided in Sebastián Marroquín several times about his intention to shoot himself in the ear rather than be captured by his enemies, according to Marroquín's book, Pablo Escobar, My Father. The fact that the gun that fired the fatal bullet was identical to Pablo's own weapon added to the mystery and raised questions about the circumstances surrounding the cartel boss's passing. About 25,000 Colombians came together for a funeral procession in the pouring rain to show their tangible grief and sorrow after Pablo Escobar's death. Numerous accounts remember the scene as thousands of inconsolable fans honored Pablo's life and his memory, preserving the memory of the man who gave millions of dollars to the Colombian people. Cesar Gaviria, the president of Colombia at the time who had directed the operation that resulted in Escobar's demise, was also present at the funeral. He was there to honor the people who had lost their lives as a result of Escobar's criminal empire, which had left the nation in a state of extreme violence and misery. However, the peaceful moments of grieving their Robin Hood were short-lived. Soon after, Pablo's family had to go on the run to escape his enemies. Despite finding some of the money Pablo had set aside for his family in case of his demise, they couldn't stay in one place for long enough to establish a new life. Following Pablo Escobar's death, fears of possible retaliation from his associates put the Colombian police on high alert. There was a lot of police presence at the funeral, including checkpoints and roadblocks. Even with the strong security, a number of incidents happened, such as a bombing at a nearby shopping center that left many people injured. The circumstances leading up to the funeral also raised eyebrows. Escobar was killed during a firefight with authorities, and his body was quickly identified and transported to a nearby rooftop. However, there were whispers of uncertainty surrounding the authenticity of the body. Some speculated that a double might have been used to deceive authorities, adding an element of mystery to the entire situation. Another mysterious aspect was the choice of burial location. Pablo Escobar was laid to rest at the Monte Cemetery. Despite his notorious criminal history, the cemetery became a site of pilgrimage for some, transforming into an unexpected memorial for those who revered or feared the drug lord. In the aftermath of the funeral, rumors circulated about strange occurrences at Escobar's grave. Some claimed they saw mysterious figures lingering around the burial site, adding an eerie dimension to the story surrounding his death. While most family members chose to remain out of the public eye after Pablo Escobar's death, except for his son, Sebastián Marroquín took a different path. He authored a book, created a documentary titled Sins of My Father, and openly shared his experiences as the son of the infamous Medellin cartel leader. In interviews with various journalists, after Pablo Escobar died and the Medellin cartel fell apart, another group called the Cali cartel took over the cocaine business until the mid-1990s. The Colombian government got rid of the leaders of the Cali cartel. In Escobar's hometown, Medellin, many people, especially the poor whom Escobar helped, felt sad about his death. The family first went to Mozambique and then Brazil before settling in Argentina. Maria changed her name and became a successful real estate entrepreneur until people found out who she really was. She left with her money, and after being caught, she spent 18 months in prison while they checked her finances. They couldn't link her money to illegal activities, so she was let go. According to Sebastián, Maria loved Escobar because he was charming, caring, and had dreams of helping people by building schools for the poor. In the end, Pablo Escobar's funeral was a historic event that sparked contradicting emotions in people. For more such fascinating stories, stay tuned to our channel. We will see you next time.